welcome, Brandon.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So for those of you that are tuning into our latest clip over here, this is Brandon. Brandon works in Cosmic Comics.
Yeah, that's me.
And we forced him to talk to us. So
Literally
That's
strong
terrible,
armed.
guys. That's terrible.
he's here as hostage.
It's his first time in the celebrity spotlight, so to speak. Don't worry, we've only got 2 followers, so you know.
It's quite a bit.
So thank you again for joining us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I know that when we arrived, Shane was all excited about Batman Day that's coming up.
Yeah, so that's actually, it's weird the way it's landed this year, but it's actually on Monday, like the calendar-wise, it's on Monday, but what they're actually doing is around the world, everyone's having it this weekend.
Oh, wow.
So on Saturday, pretty much.
Holy
And we've actually got, we're going to have online specials running, and we're going to have a ton of stuff happening in store. One of the things in store actually is on all Batman comics and graphic novels, that type of thing. We're going to have a special where if you buy any 2, then you'll get a third cheapest one free. That's quite
awesome.
cool. And then all like Batman statues and pops and toys and that kind of thing will have 50% off. Yeah, so that's quite cool as well.
Jeez,
50?
that's mad.
Yeah, 50% off.
That is amazing.
I can't decide if I must come or not. There's like no money.
You know what? You can come, just leave your credit card at home.
Pretty much.
That is super exciting, hey? And worldwide, everyone's doing it.
Yeah, everyone. Well, I don't know if they're going to have the same special as us, but
Sure.
obviously everyone's hosting the event. on the
Batman
same
Day.
Yeah.
That is super cool,
That's
man.
quite awesome.
That is fantastic. Something good to come out of 2020.
Yeah. There's not
smiling.
much.
And then, I know that we were busy talking to Shane about Comic-Con that isn't going to happen the way that we're used to and accustomed to. So potentially Cosmic Comic-Con, one of the weekends, one
Yeah,
of
you
the
guys
weeks.
are playing with the idea or
Yeah.
It's in the works at the moment. I mean, there's not much that I can say right now, but something's going on. So just keep
Awesome.
looking out for that. Yeah.
That's really, really cool. I mean, you know, we have to do something because I know when when you're at Comic-Con, you guys have a massive stand. I think the last time you even had 2 or 3 locations.
I think it was 2. Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys could grab you at different spots. I know you guys were doing grading on the site as well, which is just, you know, it's all of those little things that you just can't do in a virtual con.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a lot of challenges with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, everyone's just doing the best they actually can to get this thing running online as well.
Yeah, 100%. That's all we can do, I suppose, in the COVID world.
For sure. Jeez.
So, yeah, I think off the back of all of this, when did you first start working in Cosmic?
Oh,
or in
man.
comics in general, I suppose.
I worked here I think I started in 2016, but then I had to stop because of studies and life happened and stuff. And then I
Okay.
started again in, I think it was late 2017, early 2018. Yeah,
Okay.
and I've been here since then. So,
Okay.
let's work on roughly 3 years or so, yeah.
Okay, that's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
And was it a passion of comics that got you to come here or something else?
Well, the thing is, not a lot of people know this, but the owner of the store, Shane, that's actually my older brother. So obviously he introduced me to it when I was quite young. I
Right.
must
Yeah.
have been about, 8, 9 when I first started reading comics.
That must
Yeah.
be the best
Yeah.
thing as a
Oh,
kid.
yeah, for sure, dude. You have no idea. It was insane. But I mean, yeah, obviously it just grew from that. And then I started
Yeah.
working here. And I mean, I love it. It's awesome. Yeah.
That is awesome. Characters, who do you love? Who do you gravitate to?
You see, it changes from day to day. But at the moment, I'm a big fan of the Donny Cates Thor and Venom stuff that he's doing. That stuff's
Very
been
cool.
brilliant so far.
Very cool. Power Cosmic Thor. Can't
Oh,
go
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with that for sure. And then in terms of the indie stuff, I'm all over the place, man.
Okay.
All over. The main thing that stood out to me though was the Black Hammer stuff.
I've
That's been great.
just got it and I'm
Yeah.
about to start reading
Yeah,
it. So
it's good. It's good.
okay, now I'm excited.
Yeah, I think you're gonna enjoy it.
When I picked up the first TPs, he was like, "No, I want to read that too." So I think I've even ordered the deluxe editions
Okay.
that are going to come out.
Be great.
Yeah,
It's
so
gonna be awesome.
I won't lie, I feel left out. I'm the only one who hasn't worked in a comic book store. So, you know, just taking it all in.
well, dude, you know what? Brandon can attest to it. It's there are some great, I think, perks or whatever you want to call it. I know when I was there, being a member of the staff, you got certain perks and discounts and things like that. So we got staff discounts, so comics were cheaper. When I was in the comic store, you know, I worked for my comics because I was doing it as a part-time thing. So normal job paid the bills. This was just like a leisure project. And as cool as it is, the thing for me that also used to kill me was you get exposed to all of this stuff. And you only have that much budget. So you see all the stuff that you want or die to have, and you can't always get all of it.
Yeah.
So you have to really choose your horses right. I don't know if that's still a problem.
Oh, dude, I don't want to get into it. I've been eating noodles for the last 2 months. Let's just
And yeah, it's a genuine thing because you sit there, you know, I've got a budget for this week food, everything. And man, it's like an absolute, or it's a little statue or something. And you go, okay,
Just this one more. So we all tell
100%, man.
ourselves.
Like 2-minute noodles, beans on toast, whatever I can do. And you literally calculate a loaf of bread plus a couple cans, or it's horrible, man. It is horrible.
Dude, I don't know if this is a change of topic, but
Hmm.
I think it might be worth talking about, especially because it's relatively new to us. But like, I think we're all big fans of the Iron Studios stuff. You
Yeah.
know, like I tricked you into ordering the Wolverine. Which it's super cool. I've got the gambit for myself, and I can't wait until that arrives.
And now you're eyeing out the poison ivy.
Yeah, dude. I don't have money, but damn. Like, is there any favorite ones that stick out to you?
Oh man, there's so many. I mean, personally, I'm a big fan of Deadpool as well. That's
Oh.
another character that I always forget about him. But he's,
Didn't
he's
they
in my
just say that they're going to do one now? I think I saw
No, there's
an
that
ad
one
on-
with the kissing lips that's
Yeah,
on
that's it.
pre-order.
That's the
Yeah.
one, yeah.
That's it. He's almost like dancing on the unicorn
heart.
head.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That
Oh,
looks amazing.
back to the discussion of noodles. That's what I'm going to be at in 3 months' time.
Well, again, fair. Your brother can give you a good payment plan on that guy.
But that's the problem. If you've got like 400 payment plans, you're still broke.
This is true. This is true. And how are those things doing with the general reception?
There's a lot of interest in them, so it's slowly growing because obviously it's new in South Africa. I mean, it's not something that anyone else is doing, so
Yeah.
we're starting to grow and it's getting there. It's just going to be a bit of a process, you know, to
Sure,
to get guys
100%.
collecting it. But no,
Yeah,
so far
what I
it's-
find interesting is like, dude, usually you see statue companies, and I'm not gunning any of the other statue companies. I love Sideshow, XM, all of them.
For sure.
But because they're doing such premium, expensive stuff, they got to do a lot of safe characters. Batman will always be done.
Yeah.
But because Iron Studios are in that sort of like middle, like that range where like new guys can sort of enter the 10th scale ones.
Yeah.
Like they're doing all the craziest characters. They're doing Blob from X-Men. Like
Yeah.
to me,
Wow.
it's such a risky move.
Sure.
You know, but they're doing it anyway. Now they got that whole Lord of the Rings line that I think they're bringing out now,
Yeah.
which is really new.
Really?
Yeah, there's actually a 1 in 20. I'm not familiar with the character's name, but there's a 1 in 20 a dragon, dude, on top of this like tower. That thing. I mean, I'm not a fan of Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
dude.
Wow.
Dude, that thing looks
Yeah.
amazing.
And that's what, on that note though, the detail that these guys get in their
Yeah.
statues.
Yeah, at the price point.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, any other statue in that price range, it looks good. It's nice,
Yeah.
but it's not. I mean, I looked at the cable. You look at that Ghost Rider, and
Yeah.
it's like, "Ugh, how did you guys get that detail in and
Yeah.
that size?
And I
It's
actually want to, we
incredible.
must go back to it just now,
Yeah.
dude. Like, but they just got the beast and the Wolverine in. But even if you just look at the base, like the wood that's breaking, and yes, it's like mad. Like they really, I think they found that they're bang on in that sort of like the balance between
Yeah.
cost effectiveness and detail.
100%, man. 100%.
So I'm cautiously hoping that they're going to do Zatanna and Constantine at some point as like a,
I don't see why they
or the
wouldn't.
whole Justice League Dark. I'll be broke forever.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did because, like you mentioned just now, they're doing a lot of the characters that normally companies wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Like you said, risky characters. Like, oh,
Sure.
are these gonna sell? Batman will sell, but
Yeah.
is
Every
this other
time.
weird character gonna sell?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did branch out into those
Yeah.
other sort of like C-class characters, if you
Yeah,
will.
Yeah.
and I don't know if I saw right, but if you go onto Iron Studios' Facebook page, they actually had like a poll, which is really cool, where they said this character or this character, and they're actually on viewer votes.
Oh, wow.
They're like, okay, cool, we're going to start developing this character.
That is
I'll
cool.
try find it and we can put it up on the screen
Yeah.
later. And it was like Iron Man against this person or whatever.
Wow. Okay.
And a lot more DC characters were winning. Like,
Oh, really?
Which is quite interesting.
That's another. On that topic, who do you think is currently winning the popularity war now, Marvel or DC?
You see how people ask me this often, and I mean, I think it's just down to like my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, I feel like DC's doing a lot more in terms of like if you look at the comic books, they got the Joker War thing running now. at the
Yeah.
moment. They've got Deceased. They've
Yeah.
just got a bunch of different things.
The death
happening.
metal
The
stuff
metal
or-
stuff for sure.
yeah.
They've got so much happening at the same time.
Right.
And for me, I think that just puts them ahead of Marvel. Because I mean, Marvel's got some events as well, but I mean, nothing really stands out to me as much as like
I'm
the
with you.
metal stuff. Like I mean, they
Sure.
did a metal series before. Now they've done this is the follow up.
100%. Yeah. And bigger, louder, badder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I would agree with you because I'm with you on that thing. I love Donny Cates' take on Thor. I loved how he re-envisioned the whole Carnage / Venom symbiote mythos. I like that kind of stuff. But other than him, I scratch my head and I go, what really is happening there? I mean, Hickman rebooted the X-Men, and the X-Men have always sort of been on the side doing their own thing anyway, so it's not too out of the norm. Anything else, I'm going Marvel. I mean, Empire's running, and I'm not too excited for it.
I'll be honest, I haven't picked up a single issue of Empire yet,
Right.
so I wouldn't even be able to tell you like, oh, it's amazing or it's the worst thing I've ever read. I don't know. That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that was on top of my mind as we're talking Marvel, DC, etc. I just experienced it in the front over there. The whole hectic chaos with DC branching or breaking away from Diamond. Is that causing headaches for you guys?
You see, think of it as broken up into there's the figure section, and then there's like the comic books and the graphic novels and that.
Okay.
The comics and the graphic novels, you've got a pretty good grasp on. Like that, we sort out immediately. So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, that's our main thing. We get comic books. So we
Yeah,
sorted
definitely.
that out. But in terms of the figures, obviously, they changed distribution companies. So pretty much all the figures and the statues and that type of thing that were solicited
Yeah.
had to be re-solicited now at this new company, and we've had to replace orders and all sorts of things. So on the figure side, it's been a bit of a pain in the neck. But
Okay.
in terms of comics, I mean, comics are flowing as smoothly as they ever were.
Oh, that's good. That's a good
So
thing.
that's, yeah, for sure. So that's, yeah.
That's
Lovely,
good news
hey?
because I mean we did a whole episode on, and I think I explained, I don't know it as well as you, the whole chain of everything, but I thought to myself, DC leaving Diamond only hurt the comic book stores because you guys have got to order from two places instead of just one place now, So I had a big concern about that, just like hurting the industry as a whole.
yeah.
So to know that you guys have found a way to sort of bridge that gap is.
And are you getting like two different shipments? Really, like Diamond comes on one day, and then
The stuff sort of still comes at the same
that's cool.
same time. Yeah, so that it sort of
Okay.
just keeps like in terms of like logistics for us getting the stuff ready for people to come through,
Right.
pick up and orders and whatnot. It sort of simplifies things, keeps it easier. Yeah.
thank God. But everything has obviously been delayed thanks to COVID and all of those
It's
restrictions.
been bonkers.
Yeah, because I mean, it's every week the comic shop's like, we think your stuff might come this week. We don't know. Sure, it says it's on the system, but I don't know. It's got to be a nightmare to try and handle that with some.
It hasn't been that bad. Like I mean,
Okay.
it's irritating. Like for us, because obviously we want to get the stuff to people, and so
Sure.
we can move on to the next thing. And also,
Yeah.
people are like, no one's really given us a hard time yet. Thank goodness for that.
Right.
But like it does get a bit tedious. Like, has my thing arrived? Has my thing arrived? Why hasn't it arrived? Oh, shipment, COVID, blah blah blah. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But I mean, it's everything's like. I mean, you just gotta wait.
Yeah, and as long as people are understanding and working
Yeah.
with you guys,
Definitely.
it's just a brave new world that we're
Yeah.
all trying to deal with.
Yeah, and we allegedly on level 1 now. Do you guys foresee that affecting us
From
anyway?
when?
I think it's soon, man. Like, I don't know. Apparently, I think it's in the next couple of days, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
I think I think the curfew was extended.
Yeah, it's till
I heard that.
12
Curfew's been
now.
extended, yeah,
Yeah.
but I think
Okay.
level 1 starts from Sunday. I think it's like the 22nd or the
Yeah,
21st.
and there's-
So
and
this Sunday coming, yeah.
International travel's allowed, but apparently some countries and some not, because obviously different countries will have different rules.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, man, like, I don't know, personally, I don't know how you guys feel, but like, not much has changed. Not much is going to change for me. Life is kind of just like settled as it is. I wear a mask and that's about it.
Yeah, man. And on that note, I mean, any plans that I might have even had at some point, December, Christmas going away? Nah, I'm gonna dig in, stay home.
Or you're lying, they all went to comic books. So you have no budget
actually.
anymore.
That's true too, and partly because you guys were very smart in lockdown with all of the auctions you were running online. Very, very smart to keep your stock ticking over and moving.
definitely.
I spent a lot of money in that period, so you're partly right. That impacted my plans for December and Christmas.
Yeah, me too, man.
Awesome, man. And then, are you just into comics and that, or do you do action figures too? Do you do pops? Do you do all the other funky
You
things?
see, the thing is, that, like, I've spoken to people about this before, especially pop collectors. So I don't see myself as a pop collector, but every couple of months I'll look over at my shelf and I'll count them and I'll be like, why do I have 30 of these things? Why has it gone to 35, 40, so on and so forth? I'm like, why does it keep growing? I don't collect these things. So, I mean, I'd say I basically just get whatever I think is cool.
Sure.
Like, in terms of the pops, I'm a big fan of the Dragon Ball stuff. So I try and get like whatever comes in of those.
Got you.
Some of the Rick and Morty stuff, I grab those as well.
Good choice.
In terms of statues and figures, I'm not really too into anything in particular. But once again, like Deadpool stuff. Like I've got
Gotcha.
there's this weird like box set that came out a couple of years ago. It's got like it looks like a Deadpool but a Ken doll. I don't know if that makes any sense. And it's got the different outfits in it, so I thought that was cool. I grabbed that.
That is cool.
I collected some of the Coda Bakir stuff, the Justice League
okay.
Artifacts Plus range.
Nice,
The
nice.
Avengers, I had some of that stuff, yeah. But I mean, I try not to focus too much on the figures because, like you say, man, my wallet's getting lighter.
Yeah.
And in the comic book realm, any like notable collector key issues that you have that you're proud of yourself?
Well, one that's really hot at the moment. Well, there's actually two. There's from the Immortal Hulk series, issue 2. It's the first appearance of Dr. Fry. He originally appeared in the Lou Ferrigno TV series. That was before I was born, so I don't even know what year it was. But they've
I
introduced
watched
him.
that as a kid.
Your age is showing.
I know.
But they introduced him into the comics recently with the new series about a year ago, and obviously that book's just been climbing in value, just in terms of like it's a first appearance. I mean, people have just been hyping that thing up like crazy.
But again, it's like not like a first appearance of like a superhero.
That's the thing.
Just a doctor. Like,
Wow. It's all about the speculation, man.
That is cool.
So that's one that stands out to me. And then I've also got first appearance of Cindy Moon in Amazing Spider-Man issue 1 of the 2014 series. I've got that. So that's starting to trend up slowly. We've actually got some of those available on our site and in store on that.
Awesome.
And then there's also the huge one is Amazing Spider-Man issue 4 from that same series. It's where Cindy Moon becomes Silk.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's also quite a big book. So those are like sort of my bigger ones that I've got.
Nice.
I had a couple and I sold all mine like a fool, and now I'm kicking myself. Yeah, it happens, man.
You were silly with that one.
Yeah.
And I remember there was even the 2 covers of that. There was
the Ramos variant, which I also owned and I sold.
I had the original one, but that Ramos variant, just the styling, the angle, oh man, that looks so
cover.
good. Very nice, very very nice. That's awesome. Okay, cool. And again, most people would think, oh, okay, Brandon works in a comic shop, so he can get himself a giant size X-Men #1. He can get himself Amazing Fantasy 15. It's like, really, guys, it doesn't quite work that way.
Unfortunately.
We get lots of pictures of those kinds of things. And on that same note, have you guys ever found one of those super ultra cool rare ones for a customer and brought it in?
Okay, we haven't really brought something like that in because we try not to do that too often. Like this, maybe select 1 or 2 guys do, but like okay, we'll maybe try and do something for them, but we don't specifically offer that as a service just because of the risk that's involved.
Yeah.
Sure.
So say for instance we buy, what's a good example? Okay, just for sake of the argument, Amazing Fantasy #1. First appearance of Spider-Man goes for a crap ton of money.
Yeah.
So if we were to say someone pays us for that and we were to bring that in, the risk comes in where the book has to move from say the US for instance to us.
100%.
What's going to happen to that book on the way? If it gets here and it's folded in half, it's all that money. So then we become liable for that. So that's not really something that we do. But in terms of like something that maybe someone's brought in to show us.
Yes.
Once again, Amazing Fantasy issue 15.
Oh wow.
Someone actually brought it in. It's weird because he has it in his collection. And he says, like he brought a whole bunch of books in, and a whole bunch of them were like messed. Like you can see that they were like well loved. They were read a lot, and it was all like key books, like classic Silver Age, Golden Age stuff.
Wow.
And the one that he flipped through his file, and out pops this Amazing Fantasy issue 15, and it looked like look, I wouldn't say brand new. I'd say maybe it lived on the shelf for like a week or 2. He was like, no, I just didn't like Spider-Man, so I read it once and I put it back in the file. We were like, dude, what do you mean you don't like Spider-Man? So yeah, you had that, but I mean,
I think we all know who that is, but we'd probably rather not mention it on camera. Because there's a few, and that same person, you might not know this, but I know we know he's someone that knows him very well. Anyway, just for security reasons, but when he was around collecting that Amazing Fantasy 15, he had a whole box of Batman Volume 1. And he had everything, and he gave it away to his friend because he wasn't reading Batman.
Really?
Oh, it's crazy. Oh, that's insane.
Hey.
Do Batman issue 1. That's like first Joker, first Catwoman. That's
we all need friends like that in our lives. They can just go, you know what? I'm just not into this character here. Inherit my run.
it's mental.
Sheesh, that's awesome. But again, that's I think part of the magic of a comic book store that those stories happen. Guys walk in and you're like, oh, I can't believe I'm actually seeing this. Like, in
and I can personally attest to, like, Shane, dude, has like hooked me up with some really cool books. Like, you know, I suppose I can, I don't know, I don't want to come across as like arrogant, but they were big books, dude. You know, like, I mean, I got first Ghost Rider through him. I got first Punisher through him.
I think
Hulk
you got your first
181.
Wolverine as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a batch that Shane brought over, and they were very low grades. And I was like, I want them. Yeah, take my money. So,
so they can do it, 100%.
Yeah, so I'd rather have the book in a low grade than just not have it at all, if given the opportunity.
100%.
Right?
Yeah. And then I still brought them back and sent them, most of them, to CGC through you guys. So, and also Iron Man 55 was the one that I kept asking you guys about. I actually got that book from you guys.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that was
which
quite
was
recent.
first
like last
Thanos,
month. That's great.
And
That
they
came
came
back
back as
as
a
a
5 grade, which I was very happy with. So I was hoping for a 6, but 5 is for that book, dude. It's super happy. So it's an old book. You know?
Yeah, no, 100%.
I know you're not much of a CGC fan, but
Hey, I've
but
got
I
the
am.
book. I've got it in raw. I've read the book.
Yeah,
Along with my 181. I've flipped through that thing, man.
yeah. It does kind of like that. That is the argument that will be held forever. You know, it's like kind of like you could get something CGC'd and it holds its value and its condition, but
Yeah.
can you page through it and go, hey, that's how Wolverine actually looks? You can't do that anymore. But thank
Yeah.
God for the facsimiles
Yeah,
that have
And the
come
true
out.
believers and all of those. Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
those definitely do help.
So, if you liked what Mark and I were talking about here, or just like our content in general,
Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more videos.
and yeah, do us a favor and find us on the social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram.
See you in the next video.